Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Fire Sports Pod. I'm your host, Zack Jackson, and I'm here with my friend Jonathon. What's up, John? How you doing today?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. That's good. Let's go. So you guys know the drill. Everything here today is going to be fire. As you guys can see, we have the fire in the back. So let's go with our first segment for we got today for our video. Let's talk about the NBA Finals matchups between Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets. As you guys know, the Miami Heat just won last night and has taken the series with a 3-1 lead. And who knows what's going to happen? Do we think Denver is going to be taking Game 5 on Monday night? Or do you think the Heat have a chance to get back in the series?
I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping for it. It's hard pick to take, especially if you're a sports bettor. It's tough out there. I'm a Miami Heat fan myself. I just don't know what's going to happen. It'll be a tough game.
All right. Well, I think it's going to be a tough game, but I do think that Miami is not going to lose Game 5.
That's what I'm thinking too.
To be honest, I've had Miami from the beginning of the start of the series. I did my sports bet on the Fire Sports Pod on TikTok. I did say that Miami was going to win in 7. So
it's a tough bet.
If Miami comes back from 3 games and wins the third one in Game 7 at Denver, that's going to be a statement and pretty much saying that Miami was looked down upon, didn't think that they were even going to be in this situation. I mean, they had the play-in tournament. They versed the I believe it was the Hawks, right?
Yes.
They versed the Hawks. They lost. They literally got killed. Mm-hmm. Then they versed the Bulls, the next play-in tournament. And then they were getting destroyed actually by 15. They came all the way back, and then they won by like 10. So it was really crazy the way they got into the playoffs. Then they versed the first seeded Bucks. Everyone thought that the Bucks were going to kill them until Giannis gets hurt. Then Jimmy Butler gets hurt, so really can't say anything. And then the role players just took it on for Miami.
It was
and
crazy.
Pretty much just said Miami won in 5. Who would have thought?
Big sleeper pick for Miami is Caleb Martin.
Oh,
he's been hitting daggers almost every night.
If it wasn't for Jimmy Butler, I would say if Jimmy Butler didn't do what he did, I would say MVP of the playoffs for Miami would be Caleb Martin. That's my pick for MVP.
I mean, because Kyle Lowry got out for it. He had an ankle injury too, I think.
Yeah, and then
Jimmy Butler had an ankle injury during one of the last games of the last series.
Yep, with the Boston.
Yeah.
He actually injured it, I believe, Game 6, and he wasn't really 100% Game 7. And then we also got Tyler Hero. He broke his hand in the first round.
He's been out the whole.
And to be honest, he's shooting, he's doing all this stuff, but he's not getting on the floor. So who knows?
He's not.
I don't think he's gonna play.
He's not gonna be back for any time in the series, unless we get to Game 7.
Maybe Game 7.
Maybe. It's a big maybe.
If we do get to Game 7, do you think the momentum takes it and Miami wins, right?
I think so. If we get to Game 7,
if we went to Game 7, if we, I think the problem is, and I'm not, as you guys know, I'm a Lakers fan, diehard. But hey, Lakers aren't in it. Boston's not in it. I know probably as a Miami fan, you wanted the Heat to be in this.
Of course.
But the better finals matchup, I think, viewership wise and everything would have been. Remember, Boston and LA are tied in championships.
Of course, yes.
So if they would have won, then basically says who's the best franchise ever, right?
I think.
And then LeBron gets his 5th title if he wins.
I think that's a great setup, not for this year, but since LeBron's probably going to be here for a few more years until his son probably gets in.
Yeah.
I think that setup is going to be coming up soon.
Yeah, I hope so.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, I hope so. But remember, next year we got that man coming from France, Victor Wembanyama. That big 7'5" dude that can do everything that a guard can do.
That alien.
Yeah. So who knows what's going to happen when it comes to that? But let's get back to the finals. I think we both got Heat in 7, or do you think, as a Heat fan, do you think they can't make it there? Do you think you can?
I think we can.
I think you're the only team in this situation that could do it.
Yeah.
Nobody's
really proved
knowing other stars. Like, I think if you had like a LeBron, a Kevin Durant, a Steph Curry, I would believe and a Jimmy Butler. So like those 4 guys, knowing that they're the leaders of the team, I think you have a great chance from coming back from a 3-1 deficit. As you can see, the only team that came back in the finals 3-1 was LeBron in Cleveland in 2016. And to be honest, Denver's not even close to how good that team was.
Not even.
There was 73-9.
Team,
they're a good team. Don't get me wrong. They got Jokic that is a beast and just drops triple-double. And then Jamal Murray's a monster. And then you got Porter Jr. that's just ridiculous. He's 6'10", and he's just a monster. And then you have a Bruce Brown, which is the defense. Oh, yeah.
Oldie but goodie.
And then you have, what's it called? You know what's surprising is that Thomas Bryant was such a good piece for the Lakers, and he doesn't play. He's a bench one.
I've seen a while ago. It was a highlight reel of him in college and him when he played on the Wizards when he started his career, and he was doing great. And then he went to the Lakers, and you just didn't really see anything.
Yeah, I mean, confusing. With the Lakers, to be honest, the Lakers needed him when AD wasn't there. But when AD came back, I mean, he was just nobody there. And then, to be honest, he didn't even want to play there. He's the one that requested the trade. We wanted to keep him. He was like to LeBron and to front office, I don't want to be here. Yeah. Like, trade me. But now look where you are. To be honest, we needed him in that Denver series.
For sure.
And if you would have saw that when we played, we're going a little off topic, but let's in the realm of basketball and the last round. So if you look at the Lakers, right, what they needed was another body on Jokic. They had Anthony Davis, but once he gets into foul trouble, you can't really put him on Jokic.
Even that. Jokic on AD was just easy claps for Jokic.
Exactly.
He was in the paint most of the time.
And that's why we needed to send Rhea Hachimura to guard him to make him move. And then if he comes down past him, AD's there to swat it.
But that's the thing. When Roy came down, there was another open man.
Exactly.
For a three. And that's what they were doing the whole series.
Exactly. But you needed that bigger body. That's why when we saw in the last two games, we put Tristan Thompson in. He really wasn't a factor that much as he was in the previous games.
Yes.
But then we don't realize that until the last two games, and we don't have no momentum. That last game, I'm sorry, but I think if LeBron and the Lakers win that game, after LeBron has a career high in the first half, and how they came all the way back and then we still won, I think if he hits that buzzer beater, the momentum takes it, and I had the first team coming back from a 3-0 deficit. But again, you can't. We needed everything to go right, and one thing went wrong, and AD played like crap that game. Absolute terrible. He played great defensively, but offensively he was a no-show. We had Austin Reeves, but again, how many people have to bail out AD? How many? The whole freaking team? LeBron has to bail him out every freaking time and drop 45 for them to win? Probably. It's ridiculous. So I'm hoping that AD gets his head out of his behind and decides to come into a season in shape and ready to roll and ready to want to be there. Because if he's not, then I think next year we might have to be looking about maybe trading him. And that's crazy because we're trying to say that we're going to give AD the reins when LeBron leaves. I don't think it's going to be the case. If he cannot come to a season healthy and in shape without being an idiot all the time and just doing that. Like, he looked very overweight when he came in. He looked out of shape. He looked gassed. Every time he played, gassed.
Besides being a big body, you got to be somewhat
what? I think he's 28, 29.
I don't know, he's young.
Yeah, he's young.
Not old.
You can't play back-to-back? You're joking. And you're in the NBA? Shouldn't be in the NBA.
But there's a lot of players that do that, though.
Yeah, but
star players
we talking Kawhi. He's a horrible superstar. I think he's one of the worst superstars ever. But AD at least, what?
James Harden's also one of them.
That's one of them. John Wall is another one. Well, he gets a little bit of a pass because he's hurt almost all the time.
Listen, we can go on and on about every player if we really wanted to.
Exactly, but it is what it is. We got to get past it. But I got Heat in 7. What do you got?
I got Heat in 7.
All right.
But I do want to say this. For the Heat to make it from the 8th seed all the way to the finals and win it, as you said to me before, that hasn't happened in
decades.
I
don't know if I got to do some research on it, but I don't know if it's happened ever. But if it has happened, it hasn't happened in decades though. Yeah. It hasn't happened since the 1990s.
It'd be
something
memorable.
But then it'll also be something that Denver wins their first title at home. Remember,
Denver hasn't done
that ever.
Ever.
They haven't won the finals. No, they haven't won the finals ever.
No.
And that's saying something at home. Imagine, you know how crazy that's going to go. the party's gonna go right outside the door. Everyone's gonna go.
Every game Miami wins, I'm gonna pop open a bottle of champagne.
There you go. That's what.
It'll bring up my momentum.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I'll go to one of the games and.
I think Jimmy Butler's got a. I know he's hurt. Got to muster up something, man. They need him.
I know.
He's
got to be saucy.
He's been averaging like 17 points this series. It's bad. And Denver and Jokic and Jamal Murray has been averaging just too much. But yeah, that's about it for our segment today. We both got Heat and 7. You guys got to lock that in. Tomorrow, when the next game goes, I will be doing my sports bettings on my TikTok at Fire Sports Pod. Yes, because lock it in. Heat and 7. I've been saying it all for the series. Heat and 7. If you haven't locked it in, lock it in now when you get the chance. I got Heat and 7 at the Fire Sports Pod. Don't forget to tune into my TikTok. Well, when we finished a YouTube video today, and I just posted my Apple Podcast and Spotify at Fire Sports Pod because everything we do here is fire, right, John?
It's fire.
Let's go. So our next segment we're going to be doing is the Yankees series with the Red Sox.
Yep.
So, what are your thoughts on the Yankees as a whole so far? We are 37-28. We did lose just last night, and we did lose against the White Sox 3-2, and then we won 3-0, and then we lost 6-5. So we lost 3-2 the first game of the White Sox series, and we lost 6-5 the second game, and we won 3-0, and then we lost last night 3-2. And to be honest, we kind of messed up Garrett Cole's pretty good day.
Yes.
He only gave up, I believe, 2 runs, right?
No,
He was dealing. He was dealing.
Aaron Judge out.
I think that's really the problem. But we cannot depend on one guy.
I know.
And this is what happened with who? I'm gonna jump to hockey. Oh. We talk about the Devils, right? The Devils are a great team, but they rely too much on Jack Hughes.
That's true. That is true.
And that is why you verse the Hurricanes and you get destroyed.
No, that was bad.
That was really bad.
That was horrible.
Yeah, and then you also leave the defense goes and you leave your goalie out to dry. And to be honest, that's what the Rangers did against the Devils in the last game.
Mm-hmm.
We had no freaking offense, and then we just let everybody go.
Yeah, you guys sucked it up.
Yeah, badly. But hey, to be honest, I would rather lose. This is my opinion. I would rather lose. We're getting a little off topic, but I would rather lose in Game 7 like that, to be honest, than lose in 5 games generally.
That's true. That's true.
Because there was no competition. At least you won 3. You had the last game. You had the momentum, and you just didn't come to play.
Well, it was on and off. It
was weird.
Rangers blew us out.
2-0.
Like
No. To be honest, I believe there was only one game, which was that Game 3 when you guys won 2-1 in overtime. That was the only close game. Everything else was blowouts.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. But that one game was the difference of the series.
Of course.
Because if you look at that 3-3-3, if the Rangers win that game, we might have swept you guys because the momentum is just going and just going and just going, and
we carried off that momentum.
Oh yeah, that right off the bat, I told you and I told a lot of people that were Devils fans. I was like, we lost this game. If we lose the next game, you guys are winning 4 straight. I was wrong about 4 straight, but you guys were winning the series. I said. Yeah. And I was right. And I'm a Rangers fan, saying that we're gonna lose after losing two.
Sometimes you just gotta be honest.
Exactly.
That's the situation.
And that's why we're gonna be talking about the Cowboys and the Miami Dolphins. So we're gonna be honest with that too. So let's go over the Yankees a little bit. Like I said, we are 37-28. We are versing now. They are 32-32 at 500. Red Sox are not an easy win. Everyone says they're an easy win. They are arch rivals. They are not an easy win. Please get it through your thick skulls out there, people. It is not an easy win. They are the arch rivals to the Yankees. If you guys think that the Red Sox at this time or any time in the history of the Red Sox and the Yankees that it's an easy win, I'm sorry. You guys are crazy.
Bozos.
Yeah, pretty much. Mentally irregular. If you really think that is the case. I'm sorry. And that's for any team in our division. No. Tampa Bay, Blue Jays, Orioles. No matter, even though we have the Orioles number, the Orioles are fantastic this year. With the Rays. The Rays are phenomenal. They're just they're just freaking going all over the place. Then it's Baltimore. Then I believe it's the Blue Jays. Mm-hmm. Then it's Boston. Then it's us. Then it's Boston. So Boston's last place.
Yes.
I believe Blue Jays are a little bit better than us.
Just by a little bit.
But we might have the same record. But again,
After today, yeah.
after
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
But we do have another game tonight against the Red Sox, 7:35. It is actually just started.
Mhm.
You guys got to tune into that game. It's going to be a great game. It's arch rivals. You guys to tune into that game. If you're a Yankees fan or even a baseball fan, you're going to love to see that.
Who doesn't love the Yankees? Come on.
Well, who doesn't love that rivalry?
Yeah, especially that.
That rivalry is one of the best rivalries, I think, in sports. Maybe
That's a fire take.
yeah, right. But
I don't know.
but really, what other crazy other than maybe the Giants and the Cowboys, right? Maybe the Steelers and the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, or Baltimore and the Steelers. I mean, the L.A. and Boston. That was one of that. I would say the two top ones for me. Oh, and the Rangers and Devils. I say the three top.
That's not like a heavy. That's not
really.
Heavy. I wouldn't say it's heavy.
No.
Not as much as the other ones you just noted.
I would say the top two are either the Red Sox and Yankees and the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers.
I say that.
And then I would think close behind that is the Giants and the Cowboys because they hate each other. Or maybe the Giants or the Cowboys and the Eagles.
I was just about to say that, yep.
I think it's more the Cowboys and the Eagles because, to be honest, no offense to your Eagles fans out there, you guys did well this year. You guys are pretty crappy fans. You guys if Cowboys fans go to a game in Philly, you guys will literally mug us to death. Like, it's ridiculous. And if we go to the Giants Stadium, you might deal with some dumb people, but you won't deal with...
Well, because they're drunk.
But you won't deal with craziness like Philly. Philly's nuts. And that's
especially if you just cruise the streets after the game.
Oh, my God, it's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So, I think those are the top rivalries in sports, would say. I mean, if you want to go, maybe you can go Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, and what's the other team that was going back after them? I would say Peyton Manning and the Broncos.
Ah, yes.
That's a big rivalry in the playoffs.
Yeah, you can say that in Carolina.
Yeah.
Just Broncos in Carolina.
Yep, that's another one, and then you can also.
That's an oldie though.
Yeah, that exactly. But I would say in football, probably the worst one would either be the Cowboys or the Eagles or the Baltimore Ravens and the Steelers. They hate each other.
I think it's Cowboys.
I think it is, but they hate each other too. It's big hitting over there.
Now, to bring it back to baseball, what do you think about Rizzo? I'm sorry, but we got to talk about it.
Oh.
Rizzo's been
I'm hoping you didn't bring that up in today's Fire Sports podcast for you guys. But yeah, Rizzo is getting on my nerves. I mean, the last game he run into a double play, and all he had to do... I don't know how hard it is. Maybe it's just because we don't play professional sports, but I didn't really think that it was that hard for a man that's 6'4", 6'5", 200-something pounds, just to hit the ball over the guy or through the gap. I mean, you don't have to shift anymore. They took away that, so you have no excuses anymore. So there's no, like, shift to this and shift to that. To be honest, I don't know how Rizzo and anybody else could not get through that. Because it's so easy. It's ridiculously easy.
I have no words for...
Rizzo?
What's going on, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a...
Donaldson's been doing decent. Can't complain about him. But,
I mean, to be honest, Donaldson and Stan, after them coming back, worked out pretty well. I mean, they did against the Dodgers. We lost 8-4, but they scored 4 of our 8 runs. I mean, my bad. They scored all 4 of our runs. So to be honest, it's really not that bad to say. But Rizzo really needs to get it going because I'm getting a little sick and tired of dealing with this bull crap.
Just gotta pick it up.
Yeah, it's getting up. And to be honest, I think
we'll be fine though.
I think we would.
He has his moments.
If we get Judge back, and I'm looking at the stats right here on John's computer: 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned for Garrett Cole. That is a fantastic outing. Who's the guy that gave up the run? Let's see who gave up the run. Oh, so that was Albert Abreu again. This freaking dude cannot not give up a run. He gave up 2 hits and a run and 1 strikeout. Congratulations, you got 1 strikeout, but he gave up the run. That we lost 3-2. We tied up the game, and then you give up that. Like, come on, are we kidding me, dude? He didn't even go through a whole inning. He did .1. .1. Everyone, do you understand? 0.1. That's a 0 and a point and a 1. Like, you don't understand that. How can you give up in 0.1 innings 2 hits, 1 earned, and a strikeout? That's ridiculous.
It's okay. All right. I think it's time to move on to the next.
No.
No,
We got
I think it is.
Abreu was getting on my nerves.
We
We're
don't
cutting
gotta worry about it.
him.
We don't gotta worry about it.
We're cutting him.
Come on. This
We
is
gotta
five
cut
podcasts. We gotta do.
Yeah,
the
but we
second
gotta
side.
cut him. We gotta cut him. We gotta cut
I
him.
know.
But other than that, I think tonight's game versus the Red Sox, I think it's going to be much better. I think we're going to answer. We just need to be more consistent. If we can get pitching and hitting consistent, we are the best team in the league.
For sure.
For sure, without a doubt. With everyone healthy. But, man, before we go on to the next segment, Rodon, where is this man? He is on the IL and has not came off the IL since last year.
I don't know.
With the other team that he was on. We traded for him and spent millions of dollars on him.
And he has
not played. He hasn't done nothing. Not even sniffed the field. Was not even in the bullpen, waiting and then warming up and then getting injured. Nothing. He got injured in spring training, and I don't think he was even freaking doing it. I think he was just doing some warming up stuff. Wasn't even in the game. It's ridiculous. Sorry. Now Domingo Germán pitches tonight.
Yes.
We got him. I think we're versing a T-Hawk.
Yes.
From the Red Sox. Germán is good. He has his good days. He has his bad days.
Hoping for a good day.
Hoping for a good day. And hoping our hitting gets our head out of our behind, starts hitting, and hitting with runners in scoring position. Because I'm getting a little sick and tired of us not hitting with people in scoring position and then having to come back in the bottom of the 9th inning to do something. And to be honest, we could have did something last night. Volpe had it. I mean, he hit one in the gap, and it was just foul. Almost a home run. Almost won the game. 3-run home run.
Close.
It was
But no
so
cigar.
close. But no cigar. Exactly. So, back here on the Fire Sports
What I'm gonna
Pod.
be smoking when Miami Heat wins Game 7.
There you go. So, back on the Fire Sports Pod, we are going to our third segment of the video and of the day. We are going to the Panthers and the Golden Knights. Tonight is a big night. We got Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Panthers versus Golden Knights. The Panthers are home at their house in Florida. And they have a great chance of winning this game. Why? Because I don't think the Golden Knights have any chance anymore. If they lose tonight, the series is over. I think the Panthers
I don't
win
think.
either in 6 or 7 games.
I'm not fans of either. Haven't really watched many games of either. But I watched
Because obviously,
I watched a little bit of the
once
series so far.
Once your number one team goes out, there's really not a lot to watch.
I don't know.
And especially when you're not,
It's good to just
and
watch
when you're
it, though.
busy, it's like, am I gonna really put on something that reminds me of my team that just got knocked out a couple series ago?
Yeah.
Like that's the same thing for me when it came to the Rangers. I have to watch it because I gotta do this stuff because I want to do it, and gotta keep the audience in check and everything and. Make sure they know what the
This is
heck
for
is
you guys.
going on. Yeah, exactly. This is for you guys. So I have to look. But to be honest, it's an exciting series.
No, it
The
is.
Panthers are a great team to watch. I mean, they are probably one of the most exciting teams, more exciting to me than the Devils and the Rangers. Because I think they're the 8th seed. No one expected it to be in this. And to be honest, if it was I think it was 10 games before the season ended, they weren't even in there.
Mhm.
They just
They racked it up.
wins and wins and wins, and they got in.
It's surprising.
And
I
they
didn't
beat
think
the
were
number
gonna
one
be
team in the league.
I know.
Brought the Bruins, then they beat the Maple Leafs, and then they smacked the Hurricanes. I mean, literally obliterated. After sadly they beat the Devils, and then after the Devils beat the Rangers. So,
Well,
I mean, to be honest, it was like a train.
it all leads.
It was like domino effect. Rangers done, Devils done, Hurricanes done. Hopefully the Panthers win, because that's my second favorite team. Panthers. Not just because of the bandwagon, because family members, stuff like that. They're the Panthers. So I kind of just jumped to it. And to be honest, they're fun to watch. And to be honest, they're the underdogs. And I said once the Rangers go out, I would go for the underdog. And this is the underdog. And to be honest, I don't like the Golden Knights that much. I don't trust them. I don't think they're that good as what their ranking is. They're number one seed. To be honest, I think the Panthers should be the number one seed, and the Golden Knights should be maybe a 5th seed or a 6th seed, or even maybe an 8th seed because they play it. They played against the Oilers. They didn't play well. They played against the last series. They almost let Dallas come all the way back. I mean, they did shut them out like 6-0 in the last game, but
true.
like it didn't look like that was going to happen. It looked like it was going to Game 7, and I thought I thought Golden Knights were going to win, but I thought it was going to go to Game 7 because they were just letting them crawl all the way back in it. And the first period of the game, it wasn't looking good for Golden Knights. The Stars were going all over the place, but hey, they won. Golden Knights are there. It's the Panthers. Panthers win tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if they just obliterate and win at home Game 6, and they win at Florida, and they just say, you know what? Well, we won the Stanley Cup as an 8th seed, and I don't know if it's been done. It hasn't been done in a while.
Same situation as Miami.
Yeah, exactly. It hasn't been done in a while. It has been done, but it hasn't been done in a while.
Yes.
And it would be funny. It would be great and fun to see. And it would also be kind of funny because everyone said that the Devils, the Rangers, the Hurricanes, and I believe the Islanders were better than the Panthers. And they have beaten, well, they haven't beaten everybody, but they've beaten the teams that have beaten the other teams, and they are now in the finals. So we will see what happens. But I got Panthers in 6. What do you got?
No, I got the same thing. But Golden Knights have a chance.
No, I'm not saying they don't have a chance. I think, from my opinion, I think if they win tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers win next 2 straight. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Golden Knights force Game 7.
That's what I was going to say. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Game 7.
But I think no matter what, the Panthers are winning either in 6 or 7 games.
Yes, that's what
we can agree on that?
Yes.
All right, cool. So let's go for our final take. Now, I know you've been waiting for this take.
I have.
All video. So let's talk about Tua, which is his team, which is the Miami Dolphins. My team, which is Dallas Cowboys, as you guys know. And our quarterback, which is Dak Prescott. You know, I just talked about Dak on my my Spotify video at Fire Sports Pod. Check that out. I just posted that about a half an hour ago, so you guys should check that out. It's a great video. And then we also have on Apple Podcasts is also connected to that at the Fire Sports Pod. So check that out. Give me a follow. Keep supported because all that means well for me. Thanks, guys.
Drop a follow.
Yes. And for this segment, what are your thoughts on Tua? And then we'll go into Dak, and then we'll try to compare.
I'm happy you let me go first.
Yeah,
anyway.
Of course, I got you.
Tua, if you're watching this, I would like you to respond to this, please. How about you get your health staff, fire them, get new staff, and then maybe you have to fire them so they can actually get something straight that you need to be rested and not be played 3 days after you are on concussion protocol. I got a little anger out, but it's okay. You are on a $23.2 million contract as going on your 5-year. It's a great deal. You're doing great.
It's a fantastic deal.
Once you get into playing again.
Don't forget, he did go to Alabama. So
he did go to Alabama.
He had that NIL deal right
he
there.
Did. He did.
See, he definitely has more than that.
Well, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But once you come back, I'm gonna be like a proud dad, and I'm gonna be cheering for you. But I need you to perform. I need you to outperform what people think you're going to perform as when you're coming back into the game, injured slightly. But I'm just hoping for a good career. We got Jalen Ramsey, great defensive man. And then we got oh my God, Tyreek Hill. I think he's gonna retire.
Yeah, he did say on his and in one of his podcasts he went on. He said he was gonna retire. Because of the, because I guess he's getting too old. I mean, the cheetah's going.
He's still fast though.
He's the cheetah. He's called the cheetah.
I've seen videos of him. I mean, I did also see a video of him getting sauced by some college kid.
Yeah, I know that was fantastic.
But,
I was very, very, very happy to see that.
But it was good. But I don't know. I'm just hoping that this concussion from last season doesn't affect Tua
that much.
I hope so.
Or at all.
It's hard. Having hit twice in a 1 week period.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. To be honest, I don't know how that was the first thing they did was fire the staff.
That's what I'm saying.
But hey,
you just got to be careful, man.
Exactly. Because people could die.
If he gets hit hard, not even as hard as he was hit the first time. If he was hit just as hard or a little bit
a third
less,
time that season,
he's out.
Yeah, he might be. They were talking about his career might have been over.
Yeah.
For this season.
I'm surprised he came back this year.
I was surprised, and I'm also surprised DeMar Hamlin was coming back then. That's ridiculous.
That too.
But that's another take.
That's different,
That's
though.
another take for
That's
another
another take.
day.
That's another take.
But we got to talk about that in another take for another day. But DeMar Hamlin coming back, I
don't think it's a good idea.
But we'll talk about that another
But
time.
I'll let you talk. I'll let you talk on Dak before I get.
God. So you guys know I talked about on my Spotify or the Fire Sports Pod that I am okay with Dak. I don't write him off like some people do, like my father and most Cowboys fans, because I believe in Dak, and he has put up numbers that are extraordinary, and he is one of the best quarterbacks to ever walk on the field in Dallas. Literally, statistic-wise, yes.
Better than Tony Romo?
No, statistic-wise.
Wow. Okay.
Statistic-wise, yes. He has been one. He's one of the most, I would say, up until the last 2 years, since he got his ankle, was the most durable.
I was just about to say that. He's the most durable.
The whole thing was the best ability is availability. And he was always there. We could always count on him every time of the day. And I'll tell you, to be honest, I would have a healthy quarterback than an injured quarterback that can't fulfill all his stuff.
And it's not like Dak's an average player. He's not.
And and I'm happy you said that, because that's what I can't understand is how Stephen A. Smith, all these people get on him yeah, exactly. He hates the Cowboys. But he gets on him so hard for the littlest things. I'm like, my God, have you ever played down a football? Have you ever played any sport other than basketball, which is like...
That's what I say. You play basketball.
Yeah, well, but like, what, 40 years ago?
Okay.
30 years ago?
You got it there.
25, maybe? Something like that. And he said he could have went D2 or D whatever. I'm like, okay, sure. Yeah, sure thing. Sure thing. But hey, we can let him believe all he wants. But hey, I just don't understand what is the problem with giving criticism, but giving too much criticism to the point where you're basically saying the guy sucks, but then you come back and say he doesn't suck. I don't understand that. Never will with Stephen A. Smith. But I don't think he's that bad. He's not. He is in the top. I would say top. If I would vote quarterbacks, I think he's maybe 10. I would say in the league.
Right now?
In the league.
It's a tough one.
I mean, if we would name all the quarterbacks down, I think it would be maybe 9, 10, maybe 11.
He's definitely top 15.
Yeah, I would say top 15. I would say stretch would be between 8 and 10.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. I would say that could be the highest rank for him right now. Now, if he comes back next season and throws only 4 interceptions, goes for 35 touchdowns and 6,000 yards, which to be honest, but he already did that before. He's had 28 touchdowns. He's had 4 picks, and he's had 4,000, almost 5,000 yards. He just cannot eclipse that 5,000, 6,000 yards.
He can't continue that.
He cannot continue that, and he can't continue to the playoffs. That's the whole big thing, and that's my problem. If he can lower the interceptions and he can get back to playing Dak Prescott football, because he is one of the best under pressure quarterbacks. When he's pressured to go down the field and get us a score, he's one of the best. Yeah. But when it comes to the whole game, no. If I would have a last possession, I would take Dak over most of the field except for like maybe the top couple. That's like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, give me another quarter. Jalen Hurts right now.
Anybody, yeah.
Pretty much anybody in that top 5, top 6 category. Mm-hmm. But anything else after that, like some people have Kirk Cousins in the top 10. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? He's a stat pattern. All he does is stats. He's got the best wide receiver in the league.
But I mean, he's
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
he hasn't done nothing.
Yeah, but he's not a bad QB.
He hasn't won freaking playoff game.
Okay, but it's also Viking.
That's true. You got a point about that. But hey, that's pretty much it when it comes to that. Comparing wise between Dak and Tua, that will be our last take for today, because we're getting a little short on time. But between Tua and Dak, quick synopsis. What's the thing? Do you think that?
Well, I want you guys to put it in the comment. You guys have a comment section?
Yeah.
We'll put it in the comments.
What do you guys think about that?
What do you think?
Who's better, and who have the overall? Even though Tua is younger, much younger than Dak, who will stand out more at the end of their career, Dak or Tua?
I think for Tua it could be an uprising season for him. I
think so too. I'm not. I love the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are going to do well. I just think if Tua's not healthy, you guys are going to be.
I always rip on the Cowboys, but I mean, like, as you said, I mean, Dak isn't a horrible player like
everyone says. And we have the team. We have the defense now. Made some great moves. Stephon Gilmore got that big boy from Michigan on the front line, which would literally helped us with the rush. because we were like 25th in the league last year when it comes to rushing. And then offensively, we got Brandon Cooks, T.Y. Hilton, CeeDee Lamb. Gallup looks bouncier than ever. He looks like he's back to normal.
We have a great line for Miami, too.
Oh, my God. You got Jalen Waddle. You got Gesicki. You got Tyreek Hill. And... what was the other?
I forgot the other guy's name, though.
Not Parker, right? He left.
He left.
He's on New England, I think.
Yep.
Forgot the other guy. But
Either or.
Either way.
Our
And you
offense
might
is
even
good,
get
defense is
Dalvin
good.
Cook.
I know. I heard
They were
that.
saying that in there, and I'm like, the problem is you're going to have to deal with his
Yeah, I know.
freaking feet. He's always hurt when it comes to the waist down. He either has a hamstring problem, a quad problem, or a freaking Achilles, or an ankle. That's his problem. He can't stay healthy, just like Darren Waller that's on the Giants. Tight end. Oh, yeah. You know, Giants fans, they were like, oh, go crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
How can you ever...
I got Darren Waller.
I'm sorry,
That man
the only
is
person the
never
Giants,
healthy.
The only person the Giants have gone crazy for that like actually meant
well?
to go crazy for was Saquon.
And OBJ in the first couple years.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a while.
OBJ is
But
doing whatever the fuck he's doing right now.
And with what's it called? Baltimore now.
I heard about that.
Baltimore, man.
Baltimore might do great in this season.
I think they're a dark horse for
If
pushing Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs to the brink, and also Joe Burrow or Josh Allen, because they gotta watch out because Lamar's back. They got Bateman. They got a hell of a running game. They have 3 running backs.
Mm-hmm.
They got that offensive line. They got that defense that's still one of the best
4
defense. And they got Mark Andrews,
Lamar's
which is
still
the
running
second best tight end in the league. I don't want to care what you say. Travis Kelce's number 1, and Mark Andrews is number 2. Give me another tight end that's better than Mark Andrews. I will fight you to the end for that.
What's his name?
Yeah, you can't even think of one.
No, I know his name.
Uh-huh.
It's not from the Cubs. This is gonna kill me. You continue. I'm gonna look it up.
All right, we're going to take a pause right now. We're going to be looking up what's this thing because Jonathan, as you guys can see, is a little bummed out that he can't figure out what's this thing. So, but guys, keep following, keep liking this stuff up. Right after this video, this will be posted in the next 30 minutes. I just posted my Apple Podcast and Spotify again at Fire Sports Pod. I did just post a TikTok before we started here, Fire Sports Pod, pretty much going over a little bit what we just talked about, but in a shorter video.
George Kittle.
Oh,
George Kittle is definitely better than Mark Andrews.
I don't know though, because George Kittle is more of a blocker though.
I
understand, but like Mark Andrews, you can throw the ball, right? He is going to be he's a wide receiver. He is a wide receiver.
I'm not saying you're wrong. He's a great tight end. I just feel like George Kittle is definitely better. Travis
Kelce's number 1 without a doubt.
George Kittle is...
George Kittle,
all right, there you go. You can have a comparison. You can have them 2 at both... Like,
I say both they're tied at 2.
Okay.
Because George Kittle's... And people say blocking doesn't matter. Blocking is one of the best and one of the most important things when it comes to football because where the hell are you going without a block? Mm-hmm. And especially when you have a quarterback, either Trey Lance that runs the ball, you have what? Lamar Jackson. You have Mark Andrews. But Mark Andrews blocks and then he jumps right out. Yes. So Kittle does the same thing, but Kittle is more in there for blocks. You know what? The reason why is because Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews remind me of the same person because they rarely block. They're lined up in the slot, and they're just going. George Kittle's lined up, not crack somebody in the face, and then just goes. And he makes a freaking amazing catch.
Of course.
But, again...
And then you got Mike Gesicki.
Oh,
I say top 5, maybe all time.
Yeah, you're funny.
You know, with the gritty.
Yeah, with the gritty. Yeah, that might have been the best gritty of all time, but otherwise,
white man gritty.
Otherwise, I don't think it is. But hey, guys, that's pretty much it for our show today. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks, Jonathan, for being on the show. You've been a great guest. I appreciate it. Of course. We'll definitely do this again. Yeah. But then again, guys, Fire Sports Pod. Everything we do here is fire. So is this man right over here. And we're going to keep it going. Next week, we're going to have another video probably on Saturday about Apple Podcasts, Spotify, another TikTok, and another YouTube video. And we will see if we have a special guest. I'll keep you guys in the loop when it comes to that. But thanks, guys, for listening. Keep liking this up. Keep giving me the support. Keep tuning in. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.